Hello, everybody. Crimson Buddhist here. So, podcast number 4. Who's excited?
I am.
Excellent.
Jinx.
I guess you owe me soda now.
You didn't say I owe him a soda, so
I did.
you owe me a soda.
You owe me a blowjob.
It's fair. Alright, so I'm joined today by Elite Marine, Crimson Vigil, Aaron,
The amazing.
and Bogan. You
Bogan,
only get one name.
Extremist, hammock, cater salad.
So, Adam's not with us again
Again.
because he wanted to hang out with his girlfriend.
He bailed on us.
Again. It's okay, though. We let him, I guess.
Again.
Again.
Alright, so today everybody did their what I told them to do last time, and it was to come up with a topic.
I did a lot. I get extra credit.
Alright, Bogan gets extra credit, so you get to
Yes!
give me a blowjob after the
Why is
podcast.
what kind of extra credit is that?
Don't you want to be the teacher's pet? Sex pet? Slave pet?
I didn't know you meant like that, teacher. Put that away. We're
Alright,
in school.
so I want to start with Aaron's topic.
I'd rather not.
No?
Since I only have one.
It doesn't matter.
Okay.
We're probably not going to get to all the topics. We have so many
Yeah, we have
topics.
way too
I
many
just-
this
I
time.
wanna-
We have a plethora
I want
of
to talk
topics.
about.
Adam lost in topics. I just want to clarify that.
Yes, I actually came up with more topics than Adam this time.
Alright, go.
Okay. My topic is that
Abortion.
no, not
Is it
abortion.
right? Is it just a bunch of cells?
Or is it a bunch of dead babies?
Okay, what is your topic? Go.
Okay, my topic is about tattoos.
Okay.
Do you think they are good, bad? What are your opinions about them? Or what? Because I am planning on getting one soon, hopefully.
Okay.
Near the end of the summer. So,
Alright, I have a question for you really quickly. What is a tattoo going to be of?
my tattoo is going to be of a tribal relic symbol.
Why?
I don't know. It's sort
I
of
don't know.
it's I guess you could say it's sort of like that 18-year-old type of deal where it's just like, oh, I'm being rebellious type of thing. But it's not really out of rebellious nature. It's something for me.
Okay.
Alright, Brock, your feelings on tattoos?
So, hold on really quickly, when did you decide you wanted to get a tattoo?
About 6 months ago.
And are your parents opposed to it?
Hell yes.
Okay. But not opposed like, I'm going to disown you. Just like, I would be disappointed in you.
Seeing how my mother is a nurse at a hospital and she has to like look at infected tattoos like all the time, she's always disliked tattoos. My dad's just like usually he just likes them because my mom dislikes them. Like other than that, he really doesn't care.
Alright, my thoughts on tattoos, I guess, are that, I mean, I personally wouldn't get one, I don't think. I don't really see a point in it. But then again, that might stem from other things, like I don't really care. I mean, relating back to video games, I don't really care about customization at all. That's a big thing. I don't give a fuck at all. So, I'm not really big on aesthetics as much. So, it just wouldn't make any sense for me to get one. But I don't really have a problem with other people getting one.
See, that's really the thing. For me, it's not really about aesthetics. Like I said, it's for me because I'm getting in a place I can't even show it off. Where it's
Where are
like
you getting it?
I'm getting it on my left pec.
You could show that off.
Yeah, if I'm like swimming or something.
Or banging a chick.
Or banging a chick, I guess.
I actually looked at the little drawing I made for mine while I was running the thing today.
Oh yeah. Why don't you talk about yours?
Okay. Mine.
Really quickly, 1 second, sorry. And I'm going to take this a small step further and say that what do you guys think about girls having tattoos as far as being attractive versus not being attractive? And I'm going to say that I would definitely prefer them not to have a tattoo.
Almost all of them, I think, end up looking not that great. But that's because I'm not a fan of like the big flashy ones or anything like that. I'm a fan of more discreet, personal ones.
Yeah.
Alright.
I mean, I'm not saying like you can't have one in a spot where you can see it. Just I'm not a. If you have like a dragon running down the side of your arm, I think like that's just a bit much.
Is it okay though? I mean, you don't find it attractive in a girl if she had it, but is it okay to have that? Do you care?
I mean, I guess it's their body. I mean, it's their choice. I wouldn't personally like if someone asked me so if like a friend asked me like, hey, should I get this? And then
You'd
like,
probably be like,
I'd
no.
be like, I don't think so. I don't like that kind. But I only like tattoos like personal meaning, like good deep personal meaning, and also I'm not a fan of like big flashy ones. Like you can still have artwork, it can be art. It just needs to have personal meaning behind it. Like mine's, I just want to get a quote. I won't give up on you. It's a line from my favorite song, "The Sadness Will Never End" by Bring Me the Horizon, which is my favorite band. And to me personally, it's about I used to be like really like I had like no self confidence. I had like a lot of like self loathing issues around like my freshman year in high school, and I ended up actually like working really hard in wrestling and becoming successful, and that like raised my self confidence a lot. So it's kind of like a message to that, like never giving up on myself. It's also a message to my mom who's struggling with alcohol issues and parents are going through a divorce. So I'm kind of like a message to not giving up on her. And to me, it's something that's kind of timeless because no matter where I go in my life, these are things that have happened to me. And I never want to go through the thing where I never want to give up on myself at any point again. So to me, it's kind of like a timeless message to myself in the future.
All right, I think that's really cool, actually. Some people just get it, for the flashiness or whatever.
Yeah.
And I don't really see a problem with the personal meaning. Like my mom has a few tattoos, and they're all personal things. Like she got one with my sister because it's sort of like a bonding thing, I guess. And she has a few other ones. But so, Aaron. Okay, I don't know how exactly I'm gonna edit this, but I'm gonna put this in here just in case. Way to pause it for a second. So anyway.
Okay. As far as my opinion, like I was saying about women having tattoos, if it's something big and flashy, I'm not a big fan of. Usually it depends on where and what it is. I'm usually into the more small and discreet, I guess you could say. If it's just like, Kelsey has like a compass on her wrist or like a dog paw on her ankle.
Yeah.
It's just like stuff like that. I mean, I don't necessarily find it attractive. I mean, I might, but it's not like I don't think I hate it or anything. So it's, I mean, yeah, it's okay. I guess you could say for women to get tattoos, it's their body, like Alex said.
In general.
Well, I was saying like, not women. I wasn't like a.
Oh yeah,
yeah. I meant like, do you find it attractive versus do you find it not attractive?
Like I said, it depends on what and where it is. It's
like really variable. But,
it's like fireworks coming out of a vagina or something. No.
In general, I probably have like a null opinion. Explosive. Like it's like not a bonus, but not a negative.
Okay, so it's irrelevant almost.
Actually, hold on. For a lot of times, it's not really a factor, but I mean, like, I think in general, I see a lot more tattoos on girls that I don't like than guys. Okay. But I think that's because girls like the big, flashy, cheesy things, because they're a lot more about aesthetics.
I would also say that I think that you might pay a little bit more attention to girls than you do guys.
That's
and
true.
Think of it in a different way.
That could be a valid point. I could definitely be skewed in that.
Yeah. Unless you're bisexual. Then you're completely unbiased.
No, I'm biased.
Alright.
What about you, Brock?
I already said that I don't really like.
Yeah, he doesn't like them.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, if it's super sentimental, then I can understand them getting it. But still, I'd honestly kind of prefer them not to have it.
Should I tell the story of my cousin's tattoo I told you guys about?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay. Example of like really sentimental tattoo is my cousin was in the Air Force, and his best friend in the Air Force was really religious, and his nickname was Priest. And whenever they're driving in a Jeep one day out in I don't remember the exact city in Iraq, they got hit by an IED, and it blew up the seat where his friend was sitting, and his friend literally just exploded next to him, and no one else in the car was hurt. His friend just died. And to memorialize him, we got a tattoo on his arm of an angel, and it has like priest running down it, and it's like an angel trying to like grab a guy out of the fire and pull him back up. Mm-hmm. So that's like, I mean, like most people, if they like see it and they may not like tattoos at first. What about something like that? Like, if you heard that story and you saw that tattoo, are you gonna judge him for that?
No, I definitely wouldn't.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying that I'm gonna judge, girls if they have it. It's just whether or not I prefer it or find it attractive, or if I'm shallow.
That's one of those things where I just like a lot of people who even don't like them. Like they if someone has like that personal of a meaning attached to them,
Right.
a lot of times they can understand at that point.
Right.
So I think it's kind of a hard subject to generalize in.
Okay. I think if they have a tattoo that has like no meaning, even if it's small, I think it's dumb.
Do you have Thug Life running across your knuckles?
No, that's all right.
YOLO on your ankle.
That's just.
You only live once. I'm just saying.
I actually know a girl at my work who has Carpe Diem on her leg.
Mm.
I bet she. Never mind.
She doesn't regret it. I mean, she might later on, but she doesn't right now.
Carpe Diem looks like that now.
Later
50
on,
years
maybe.
from now.
Maybe not.
Maybe not.
I was gonna tell some story about a tattoo, but I don't really remember it.
There's a guy in a band I like that has a tattoo of a stick figure with the Jake raping another stick figure on his neck.
That's a genius tattoo.
Yeah, he said
awesome.
out of all his tattoos, if he's gonna regret one, that's probably it.
Well, no shit. If he had any that he regret over that, I feel like I don't know what the hell.
He probably got
It's
that
on
when
his
he was
neck
drunk.
too. It's like right here.
If he ever, fails at being in a band, he'd have to get rid of it if he ever
Well, at
wants
this
to get
point,
another
he's like
job.
a multi-millionaire. So
Right, yeah.
He's doing fine for now.
Yeah. Oh, the story that I was gonna tell is there was a news story about a girl that brought her kid to Legoland in Florida or something like that.
I think I heard about this.
I think I might have already told you guys. I don't know, but basically, so a mom took her kid there, and she had a bunch of tattoos on her, and then she was asked to leave because of her tattoos. And if you just look at it from that, like if you just hear that part, and that's sort of what the article I think was. One of the articles was talking about. It's like, oh, they kicked her out because she has tattoos. That's so shitty. They shouldn't have done that. But really, the reason they kicked her out is because the tattoo she had was like a really slutty Tinkerbell from Disney, and it showed her like having a bunch of cleavage or showing her boobs or something, and then she's like masturbating with a light switch. And I don't know. I just thought I'd bring that up because it's fucking disgusting. And she was at Legoland.
Yeah, that kind of tattoo. It's like, what kind of personality could that have attached to it?
There's no sort of meaning that you could put behind that. I don't care if it symbolizes, you
How
saving
much of a whore
100
you are?
you saving 100 children from a fire. I don't care what. I don't know what meaning you would
could have
attach
found
to that.
better drawing than that.
Yeah, I don't know.
You know what the meaning behind that is?
Massive whore.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug.
True.
I like that we both thought massive whore at the same time. Alright, you want to do one of yours? Or okay. I know Aaron wants to do this one, so we're gonna do it. My topic is we're gonna just do a round table. Do you hate anyone? / what does it take to make you hate someone? I'm gonna let Aaron go first.
I can name 3.
Can we define what hate is for each
of us? Oh
us?
yeah, wait, hold on. Hate. We're not talking about severely disliking someone. We're talking about you just really don't like someone. We're talking about hate where you want bad things to happen to them. You're happy when bad things happen to them. Like that kind of hate. You're not only just disliking them, you're actively wishing bad things to happen to them.
Okay. Here.
I'm gonna be the last because I'm gonna be the biggest douche about this topic. So
Nah, go for it. You're first.
No, Alex is first.
Alright, I don't hate anyone. I don't know. I tend to be very forgiving. I'm like a realist about some things and an optimist in people. So
yeah.
I'm kind of I generally I get along with most people. I'm one of those people at work who's just kind of friends with everyone. So I mean, I can't think of anyone that I hate that much. Even people who've maybe done bad things to me before or made me mad before. I mean, I generally just forgive them.
Right. I would say that I don't think somebody's done something to me so bad that I hate them and I want bad things to happen to them. But I might be able to think of 1 or 2 people that they're just everything that they do in their life, their approach to life and everything is just so appalling to me that I.
Wait, I want to clarify one thing. I'm talking about only people I know personally.
Yeah.
We're not gonna get into the whole game of I hate Hitler. Hitler was a bad person. No, we're not gonna get into that game.
These people I do know personally,
okay.
so
I'm just clarifying.
But it's just the things that they do in life. If I hear that they did something something went well for them, I'm just like, I don't know if I'm upset by it necessarily, or like wish that
It didn't.
yeah. But if something bad happened to them, I'd probably just be like, she might have deserved that.
I'm pretty sure that's hate.
Yeah, I think it's hate too. I'm saying that I probably do hate one or two people.
Okay.
All right, Aaron.
Well,
this is Aaron's favorite topic of the day.
This will probably be my favorite topic of the day, solely because I am a total douchebag when it comes to people who are total douchebags. I can probably name off 3, 4, 5 people that I can tell you that I actually hate. As far as what it takes to hate people, I do not hate Milk. I did shake him.
Yeah.
But it was an accident.
He might have a grudge against you. I'm not sure.
Shut up. Milk hates me. It's okay. But I can name off a couple. I'm not gonna name anybody, but
right. Why?
What it takes is that it really takes up like your point of view and your personality. Like Alex said, he's more of a, you could say, optimistic / forgiving person.
What makes you hate somebody?
I think in general, a lot of it is that I kind of blame myself for more things. Like I find it easier to, instead of blaming people for the wrongs they do, I just blame, like, if someone's supposed to do something but they didn't, I'd be like, I should have reminded them before I came over, or something like that. Like, I tend to blame myself because I find that easier than. It's a little less healthy for myself personally, but I've gotten to the point where I can like handle it, and I have enough I like myself enough that I can deal with that.
I find that very interesting.
Well,
I do that in relationships really bad.
No, I know what you mean. It's just whenever, like, I'm trying to take that and apply it to different situations that we're in, and I'm thinking of, like, whenever you get into your competitive mode, it's like completely the opposite almost.
Yes.
Because like you hate being in team oriented things because you have to rely on somebody else, and usually it's their fault. I guess it depends on how you take it. Like if you just say, "Oh, we lost. Guess that we lose as a team."
Well, generally, I get angry because they fucked it up, and I'm like, I could have done better to make it work.
Yeah.
But it's like that's what frustrates me the most, is if I'm doing really good and then they fuck it up so bad that we still lose. I'm like, I gotta do even better, and it's like when does that stop?
I don't know.
I don't entirely. I will admit, I don't really entirely do that in that. But I mean, like when I'm just relating like person to person in general.
Yeah, like if you were to hear a story of somebody or meet somebody or something, then.
Well, like just like if I'm like talking, if like someone's supposed to do something for me and they don't, then I'll probably just be like, oh, I should have just done it anyway. I should have reminded them. I'm more likely to do that than to be really pissed off at them, like stay mad at them forever for not doing it.
Right.
Okay. Well, back to me. I'll actually have to use one example as a reason why I guess you could say.
Change the name.
It's not. I'm not gonna say it.
Okay.
One of my brothers, I call her Satan's asshole, as may have been referenced in other podcasts that we have said. Is a total bitch, and I fucking hate her.
Right.
The reason why I say hate is because, one, she almost got my parents arrested. 2, she used my brother like a piece of meat, and then tried to get him to abandon our family, and then lie about it.
Right.
3, she almost...
You almost got him arrested is a big exaggeration.
Yeah.
No,
it's
a pretty big exaggeration. Are you talking about the downloading movie thing?
They got called from the...
It's a big exaggeration.
It's quite an exaggeration.
Whatever.
I'm not saying that it was an okay thing to do.
No, it wasn't right to do at all.
No, but I don't think that they were really anywhere near getting arrested. But continue your story.
Whatever. I tend to exaggerate when I'm pissed off at people.
Okay.
You think that actually makes it worse?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Definitely exacerbates the situation.
So when it comes to usually people that piss me off, I tend to exaggerate, which makes me more pissed off. / like I was saying earlier, it really takes your personality, and when it comes to certain topics, I'm very pessimistic. I'm not nowhere near optimistic. So like that's where I was like the whole shyness thing. when it comes to like women and stuff, I'm pessimistic about that. Because I always expect the worst to happen.
Right. All right. Bring it back together. We're getting on tangents.
Yeah, that happens too. That's usually what happens.
Okay, bring it back.
Well, it really depends, like, on how far you want to take it. I mean, I am not as a forgiving person on certain topics.
For these people that you hate,
yes,
that you hate them for actions they've done, as well as the motive behind those actions, as opposed to like their personality.
Motive behind actions, their actions, and just of who they are and their personality.
Okay, then I'm gonna try and take it from the thing that Bogan was just talking about, and sort of blaming yourself with the situation with Satan's asshole, as you say, balls deep. So in the example of her using your brother as a piece of meat,
yeah,
can you blame her for that?
Yes.
Entirely blame her?
Yes.
Okay.
What about Adam?
Yeah, what about Adam?
Is it not his fault?
No, I entirely blame her, and I also entirely blame him. It's sort of like it's double blame.
I'm saying percentage.
No, percentage-wise, it's 100% her fault and 100% his fault.
That's impossible.
It's a 200%.
That's impossible.
I don't fucking care.
So 50%. 50-50.
No, it's 100-100.
They're both at fault.
100% fault equally.
Okay, they're both equally, which means 50%.
Because Aaron's get angry about certain topics and exaggerates, he has to take it from them being equally at fault. Both of them are fully responsible for the blame.
Together, in unison.
She's a bitch who is very manipulative, and he let himself get used, and he know he was being used.
Okay.
He knew it.
I know he knew it, but I'm
and
saying
even though we told him and we tried to be like, why you acting this way? Why you doing whatever? He's like, I don't care. I just want to be happy. Blah blah. I only need her. And then she would go off, and anytime she wasn't around her, I'd be like, what the fuck you doing? And she'd be all bitchy, bitch at me and my parents about stuff. Try to get Adam away from our family to be quote unquote normal.
Okay. I really. Okay. I'm just gonna say that. I don't know. I guess our reasons for hating somebody is different because.
Well, I don't hate anyone.
I'll tell you about our.
Oh, okay.
Me, Aaron, and
You're
my
excluded.
reason. Because if you're trying to, I don't know.
You hate people because of what like their personal, like how they perceive life.
It's like something that they've.
I guess we could say Aaron doesn't forgive certain things.
Yeah.
Yeah. Certain things I don't forgive.
Okay, and then I just want to put one more thing in this before we change topics because it's getting a little bit too deep, I think. And what I want to say is just taking the other example with your parents almost getting arrested as an exaggeration. I think that in order to have somebody be able to take advantage of another person, you have to give them the opportunity. So
I know.
I can speak a little bit. I don't know exactly what happened, but I can tell you a little bit about what Adam did subconsciously, why he let certain things happen.
Right.
Because these are just general truths. I was talking girlfriend's friend the other day. She does the same thing with a guy who cheated on her 3 times, but she's like desperately in love with him, doesn't want to leave him. And it's like, why? You don't understand these people. It's like someone tells you that, you're like, why would you not want to leave them, right? Or if someone's using you, and why would you not want to leave them, right? Well, subconsciously what's going on is they attach these certain feelings of happiness that they only get when they're with their girlfriend or something like that, or a personal relationship like that. And they attach these feelings to that person, specifically that person. Instead of what most people do and just attach them to like a girlfriend. And they just think, as long as I have a girlfriend, then I can have this happiness. And they get to the point where they just attach all of it to that one person. So then they subconsciously, their actions are dictated around, if I lose this person, then that happiness is gone forever.
Right.
And that's how their actions are like. That's how these people can put up with like getting cheated on multiple times and coming back. And you have like why would you ever do that? Well, because in their subconscious, they're thinking, I'm never going to have that happiness again if I lose this person.
Right.
I actually avoid that
That's
entirely.
Most people put kind of like half and half. That's why they can break up with people if it's really bad, but at the same time, it's hard for people to break up with each other.
I don't think that anybody is really innocent of doing this. Like,
yeah, nobody's innocent.
This is all subconscious. Though. No, you have zero control in this.
No, but like, okay, all my past girlfriends, this is gonna sound like a douche thing to me, but like, I've always I've broken up with all of them, and all of them through text, nonetheless. And I could have given less of a shit. Like, I'm perfectly happy and content of being single.
I know, but in that situation, you were the one that wanted to break it off. So this is taking it a little bit out of context, but you're the one that is cheating on them. Quotations, air quotations, cheating on them. You're the one that doesn't care as much.
Yeah, you could say that.
Okay.
That's because I don't attach you are on, of only happiness.
What I was saying was you're on the other side of it.
You're doing it for that reason.
If you attached happiness to one of them, then you wouldn't have done that. You wouldn't have, text broken up with them.
You didn't for a while either.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It took you a while. I mean, like, you put up with, like, a lot of shit for a while.
Oh, yeah. My very first girlfriend, I put up with a lot of shit, and then finally I just stopped caring.
Okay. So, any last words on the topic? So we're going to switch topics because that took forever.
Yeah, that took forever.
What do you want to
do? That was balls deep, dude.
I said balls deep earlier because I said some other phrase that didn't make sense or something. It doesn't matter. Whatever.
Okay. Go ahead, bro.
I want you to do it because I have to read off a quote and it's going to take a little bit and I want you guys to think about it, but I want you to do a topic really.
Like just a short one?
Yeah.
Like how short?
Well, let's
Whatever.
do a non-deep short topic.
Yeah, not deep one. If you have any.
I mean, like I can do like a really short one if you want.
Yep.
All right. Favorite Pokemon?
Favorite Pokemon? Ooh, this one's hard.
I have to go with Jolteon. It would be Scyther, but he's absolutely terrible in all the games up until like Generation 4, which I don't have a DS, so I can't play Generation 4, and the emulators for DS suck. So, gonna have to go with Jolteon.
Explain why.
He's Eevee, but gone Super Saiyan. And that's all I need to say. That's all I need to say.
Good answer. Good answer.
And
my favorite Pokemon? You'd have to either be between Voltorb / Electrode, or
hold on. I want to say something really quickly. These guys have been playing Pokemon a little bit, and Aaron here caught a Voltorb and didn't want to evolve him because he doesn't like the colors of Electrode because he likes whatever red on top, whatever Voltorb is.
No, you know what I think's hilarious about it? Because everyone always makes fun of like the newest generations of Pokemon for having dumb Pokemon based on dumb designs.
Yeah.
And one of the Pokemon that people always refer back to whenever like Generation 1 had stupid Pokemon 2 is Voltorb and Electrode.
I don't care.
It is. I mean,
awesome.
It's simple. I don't think it's bad necessarily. I just think it's funny that you didn't like the colors.
I just think it's funny how it's so like simple and like it's just they're a circle. They're a sphere with
See, Aaron
eyes.
was that one person that was excited whenever they tried to get that Pokeball and is like a Voltorb, and then we're like, damn it, fucking bastards got me again. He was like, yes, I'm gonna get it.
Yeah. Well, my thing.
Why do you like them?
It's because they're so simple, and the fact that when you're playing the games, they don't have a gender. They can do anything.
Or anyone.
Or anyone.
And getting into possibly the weirdest reasons to like a Pokemon ever, Aaron takes the crown.
Woo! What's your favorite Pokemon, Brock?
I don't know.
He doesn't play Pokemon because he's no.
No, I used to play Pokemon. I only played the first 150.
That's our favorite. So that's where both of ours are from.
Notice how they're both electric.
They're both electric. You know my favorite before Scyther and Jolteon was? Raichu. Raichu's way better than Pikachu.
I disagree.
Yeah. I think my favorite before that was not Rhyhorn, but Rhydon.
Oh, Rhydon's a badass.
Alright, I might have to choose either Ninetales.
Ninetales is
that's
good.
That's another badass one.
I love Ninetales.
Hypnosis?
Hypnosis?
You mean
Hypno? Yeah, that's right. Or
he's pretty good.
Or Sandslash.
Sandslash is badass.
He's badass.
He sucks, honestly. But
I love Sandslash.
In the newer and like Leaf Green, Fire Red, he's actually pretty good.
Yeah, those are mine.
Actually, he's only in Leaf Green.
Yeah, he's only a mixer.
Yeah.
I love Sand Slash.
Okay.
I had a game with Sand Slash and Ninetales in it.
Oh man. Hypno?
No.
No.
Dang it.
You know it's the worst Pokemon? Jinx.
Really?
No, she
It's
knew
just a
like
black
fucking
girl.
Ice Punch and
It's just a black girl.
she'd put you to sleep
just a
and she
black
could
girl.
heal
Yeah,
herself
she'd
and
put you
Ice
to
Punch
sleep.
you.
Who the hell wants to listen to a black girl just
She
sit
has
there?
giant tits.
And giant lips that are really weird. It's creepy.
Don't you love kisses? She gives the best kisses.
Jinx
Or
is-
the best.
I vote Jinx for the worst.
Okay. I don't know what the worst would be. Probably Jolteon.
Voltorb.
Jolteon.
Jolteon.
Voltorb.
Nope, Jolteon.
Probably Eevee. Fuck Eevee.
Yeah. Nobody ever had just keeps Eevee.
Gary did.
Well, fuck Gary.
Gary's a terrible person.
Can we get one more topic? I have other topics, but they're still deep, and I don't really want to do any more deep games.
We've already had 2 super deep topics.
I don't know how much of this podcast we can keep.
I don't know either.
It might be like 20 minutes long. We'll see. It's okay.
Okay. I'll let you guys choose. You can just edit out the choosing process.
Okay, I want to do the art one.
The art one?
I either want to do the art one or the should you work your hardest at a minimum wage job.
I want to do the art one because it's gaming related, and it's the other one's a little bit deeper. I want to do gaming related though.
Okay.
Alright.
Our video games aren't.
Alright. So should we give it like
Okay,
5 seconds or something?
Yeah, let's give it 5 seconds.
Okay.
Bingo.
Okay.
Next topic.
What?
Yes.
No.
I am making this transition.
What?
What?
Our video games are go.
Our video games are.
I didn't understand. I thought you were changing to a new topic already. I was like, we didn't talk about that. Were you just like, okay.
Okay.
Alright,
Video
okay.
games, should they be considered art? And I'm talking like, I'm not talking about like hanging up like a scrolling slideshow of a video game in an art museum or putting up like the concept art, which is obviously art.
I will say.
But
okay.
I'm not.
Sorry.
I was still defining.
Sorry.
I was saying, but should they be considered on the same kind of like kind of like film is considered an art? Should it be considered on the same medium of film? How about that?
Yes. There's actually already a museum out for video game considered to be art in the Washington D.C. Like they have like the Super Museum or whatever in Washington. They have like a part next to the like Lincoln Memorial where there's like an art like thing. It has like art of films and like classical art and whatnot. They actually created a building for the section of video game art.
Okay.
And it's just like it shows like video game titles and like their pictures and whatnot, like the artists, what they're made by, and they actually have considered video game art to be actual art now. Or not, maybe some people haven't, but they actually have a section for it.
I'm talking more about people in general.
Yeah,
I'm not
I
talking
know.
about
That's
if
what I'm
there's just some museum.
I know. No. I'm just saying though. But like as far as like people in general, like if they've gotten to the point where they actually have their own like section in like a national museum, I would have to say yes.
What qualities do you think makes it worthy of being an art?
I would say like you could. I don't want to really define it as the graphics card, I guess you could say, but more of like along the designs and just uniqueness of it.
So, you're saying something like, would you consider something like the Wind Waker, Legend of Zelda? You know what I'm talking about, Wind Waker? Would you consider something like Wind Waker, Okami? These are kind of games famous for their like cel-shaded design style.
I would consider those art.
Would you? Well, I was gonna say, would you consider more artistic than something that's just trying to be really realistic?
Than really realistic?
Like, would you consider a game that's just...
Okay, we'll go to that topic in a second because I think that's a different situation.
Yeah. Alright.
I mean, honestly, once again, I'm not really a good judge of this because I'm not very aesthetic oriented, but I mean, just trying to look at it from a logical standpoint, which is hard to do with art. I mean, I don't really see any sort of difference between film and video games when it comes to art because really they're the same thing to me.
A lot of people would call them interactive stories.
Yeah. So like
especially RPGs.
Yeah. So I would say that I would see no reason why we would have if we were going for an art festival or an art museum or something, and we included film, then we should definitely include video games. There's no reason not to.
There's even a lot of indie games that are coming out now that are like kind of like based on being like they're like the gameplay might not be unique, but it's a very unique style and artistic value. Like I don't know if you guys heard of this, but have you heard of Limbo?
Yes. Looks like all shadows and
yeah, it's
Yeah,
like
I've heard
all
that,
shadows
actually.
and dark and stuff. I mean, like the gameplay in that's not really that unique. There's some interesting puzzles and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
I mean, like it's nothing like groundbreaking gameplay wise, but people really like it because of the artistic style and the feel of the game.
It's sort of like Alan Wake a little bit too.
Yeah.
That was more.
Like I think it could be. I think it's on the same level of film just because like it can evoke those emotions in you the same way film can. They can create an atmosphere that you can really feel if you're really getting into a game.
Yeah, I would agree.
I guess, and then now we can go on to my question. What about, do you feel like realistic games are less artistic than, like, if a game, like Crisis, do you feel something like Crisis, where it's just trying to go as, like, realistic looking as possible, would be less artistic than a game that's just going for a more whimsical style?
Okay, are we applying this to only video games?
Yeah.
Because I think that if we were to ask that question, it would be more of
How
like.
about we could do video games and then film?
I think that it's applied to everything, whether you like realistic paintings or you like, sort of whimsical, not really
it's
down to earth paintings. Not necessarily abstract, but not something that could happen in real life.
It's sort of like he just said. It's more of a preference thing. It's where do you like? Maybe you like this type of painting, or maybe you like this type of painting. It's sort of like, do you like
which
this?
one do you think is art?
Yeah.
I guess there's a point there. I didn't think of it like that.
That's why I wanted to get it in.
To me, when I was thinking of realistic, I think more of like, instead of them trying to create something, they're just trying to copy something.
Yeah.
And, they're not trying to like create like an artistic value or like a style or create an atmosphere as much as they're just trying to copy the like real world.
I think, okay, I could see how, actually now that I think about it, I could see how your video game thing is a little bit different. Because, like, if I were to see even just, like, a painting and it looked like a photograph, I would think that that would be amazing. Even if it, it just looks like a photograph. But just the fact that you could do that would be kind of amazing to me. So if you could do that in a video game where
you have all these tools to help you do that. I mean, you could just take a photograph and just change it.
No, but what I'm saying is, if you, I'm not saying on the computer. I'm saying like, I don't know what I'm saying then. Never mind.
I think you like. I kind of think like it's just in a painting or something like that or a drawing. It's a lot more challenging to create these realistic type things.
Yeah, maybe like have more respect for.
There's a skill based involved.
Yeah, the skill.
And in the video games, there's not really because they can. I'm not saying it's not hard. I mean, but it's they have a lot more tools readily available to them, and it's a lot easier for them to create realistic looking things.
I'm gonna disagree there actually, because I think that I've never seen a video game where I thought it looked realistic, like I thought it was a movie with actors or something.
I've never played one like that, but I mean, like I've seen screenshots from certain games where, like, I mean, they're just usually like ambient environment, where it's actually legitimately very hard to tell. Namely, Far Cry 3 and Crysis 2. There was like a famous thing on Reddit where it was like photograph of like real life where they base this part off in the game, and then photograph of the game. Yeah. And if you have like HD and you look at them side by side, it's like I don't actually know which one's real. Mm-hmm. The one that actually looks more animated was the real one. The one that was the game was actually more dull. It actually looked more realistic, if anything.
I guess this kind of is really the thing, just that makes it more realistic. But like, I don't know if you guys have seen it, but there have been a couple photos out for when the Xbox 720 is coming out. Just like the graphics card on it, or not even graphics, just but like they took like a human head and just like showed you a photograph, and it almost like, I guess you could say like they did for Crysis. Whereas like if I was looking at Brock, it would look almost exactly like it is I'm looking at him right now.
Well, that kind of gets into the whole rendering thing. Like they just took a picture from something rendered in
I'm just saying
high definition HD that you could take a picture from like a PlayStation 3 game and make it do the same thing.
Well, that's what I'm saying though. But if you take something like that, maybe it's not as much skill, but maybe it's not. I guess you could just say have an HD, whatever. But I still consider that art because it may not be as challenging, but the fact that
doing realistic human faces is pretty challenging in that there's a lot of like getting the bone structure right and all that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Would you guys consider photography art?
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't think I would.
You don't
I
think
do.
It's kind of I wouldn't I don't respect it as much. How about that? Like I do, but I wouldn't be like, oh, you're a really good photographer and a really good painter or a really good drawer are not on like the same level of artistic talent in my opinion.
Right.
What about a really good director? Like I know he has to do a lot more, but just like how he has the scene shot and stuff like that, like camera angles, how he sets things up. What about that versus a
Doesn't
photographer?
that just kind of go into the whole film section
Yeah.
part of art?
I would say cinematography is art because I think there's more elements you have to think about than if it's just a still image. So that's why I think photography is different.
Okay, I was just trying to make sure to clarify there.
Yeah, I would say that. Yeah, if you have to like set up, what camera is where and how you transition whenever you cut the video together and stuff like that, I would have respect for that. But I don't think I'd have respect if you just like, I'm gonna move this tree over here, wait for the sun to get right there, take a picture from over here, and then I'm done. Like that. It's not really that impressive to me. Alright.
Okay.
I guess we're done with the podcast.
Yep.
So, I don't know how much of this I'm going to keep, or how exactly this one's going to work.
We still gotta talk about abortion though.
Yeah, I know, but let's start talking about that next week. Alright. I hope everybody enjoyed. See you later.